Houston, breaking down Game 6 of the AL Championship Series between the Houston Astros and New York Yankees at Minute Maid Park. Astros 7, Yankees 1 series tied, 3-3. The game Justin Verlander shut down the potent Yankees offense once again, and Jose Altuve had 3 RBI, contributing to both of Houston's big innings, as the Astros forced a decisive Game 7 for the right to face the Los Angeles Dodgers in the World Series. The home team has won every game in this series, which concludes Saturday night. Verlander overwhelmed the New York hitters over the first 5 innings, then pitched out of 2 gems before exiting with another sparkling line. 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, 0 runs and 8 strikeouts. He gave up 1 run in a Game 2 victory. Brad Peacock and Ken Giles got the final 6 outs as the Astros bullpen stepped up after several shaky outings. The Astros broke the game open with a 4-run 8th to make life easier for Giles. Houston had scored 9 runs total in the first 5 games. More from Game 6. Peacock did serve up a homer to Aaron Judge in the top of the 8th, but Houston got that run back and then some when Altuve led off the bottom half with a homer and the Astros poured it on against David Robertson and Dellin Betances. Brian McCann and Altuve supplied the key hits in a 3-run 5th. Yankees starter Luis Severino looked untouchable over the first 4 innings, yielding a Carlos Correa single and nothing else as he overpowered the Astros with 100 mph heat. But Severino suddenly lost the plate in the 5th, walking 2 of the first 3 batters to give Houston its first opportunity. Astros hitters were 4 for 27 with runners in scoring position in the series to that point, and McCann was still seeking his first hit in 11 at-bats. He crushed a ground rule double to right that broke the ice, and 2 batters later Altuve ripped his 2 RBI single to put Houston ahead 3-0. State of the series: it's tied 3-3, sending the Astros to just the second Game 7 in their history and the Yankees to their umpteenth one. Houston lost Game 7 of the 2004 ALCS to the St. Louis Cardinals but reached its first World Series the next year. CC Sabathia, who looked rejuvenated in a 14-5 season and threw 6 shutout innings in Game 3, will make the 22nd postseason start of his career for New York on Saturday. Astros manager A.J. Hinch would not discuss before the game who he'll send out to the mound, but his options will likely come down to Charlie Morton on full rest and Lance McCullers on 3 days rest. Morton gave up 7 runs in 3 2/3 innings in Monday's 8-1 rout, while McCullers yielded just 2 hits and a run in 6 innings the next night. However, McCullers dealt with a back injury and a tired arm this season, and the Astros may be reluctant to expose the 24-year-old right-hander to any risk. Man of the moment Verlander. The 13-year veteran has thrown the only complete game during this postseason, in a 2-1 victory in Game 2, and has been unbeatable in a Houston uniform. Since being acquired in an August 3 trade, he's 9-0 with a 1.23 ERA, including a 4-0 mark and 1.46 ERA in the playoffs. If the Astros win this series, Verlander is the clear-cut MVP. Manager's special with Verlander at 99 pitches and running out of gas, Hinch turned to his vulnerable bullpen and promptly saw the lead get cut to 3-1 when Judge pounded one of his trademark monster homers to center. But Peacock finished the inning without any more harm done and Giles took care of the 9th. Needing a mulligan, Judge, the MVP candidate, has had a fine series, hitting 3 homers, including a solo shot in the 8th, driving in 7 runs and making some excellent plays in right field. But the strikeouts have continued to pile up, and his 2 whiffs Friday gave him 26 for the playoffs, tying the postseason record set by Alfonso Soriano in 2003. In addition, Judge bounced into a double play right after Brett Gardner opened the game with a single, although it took a nice play by Correa at shortstop to get it started. Of course, Judge did hit another titanic home run, so he's not exactly struggling. pivot point there were two before the Astros iced the game in the 8th. The Yankees were trying to dig out of a 3-0 hole and had their first runner in scoring position all night in the 6th when Didi Gregorius followed Chase Headley's leadoff single with a two-out single. Gary Sanchez worked the count to 3-0 and, with the Crawford boxes a mere 315 feet away, was in position to tie the game without even having to barrel the ball. Alas, Sanchez couldn't hold his swing on a 3-0 changeup, and his meek grounder to short killed the threat. In the 7th, New York got its first two batters on base against a flagging Verlander when, after Aaron Hicks worked him for a 10-pitch at-bat before striking out, Todd Frazier sent a drive to the deepest part of the ballpark in center. Center fielder George Springer tracked and